This Web3 revolution is happening with or without us, and I'm going to do everything I can to help spread the word, help inform people. What's up, guys? Kevin Cage here with another cryptocurrency update. Before diving into today's video, I do have an exciting announcement. Well, really, it's an announcement of an announcement, so stay tuned to future videos because we're going to be dropping a new partnership that nobody knows about that will be with one of our favorite assets, cough cough XRP. So be sure to stay tuned for that, and you can always turn on the bell icon to be notified when I upload a new video. So let's kick it off. Alrighty, I hope everybody's doing well despite the blood. So we have shared by Bobby ONG some statistics based on previous market cycles. In 2013 to 2015, Bitcoin went from $1,100 down to $200, roughly an 82% drop. The following cycle of 2017 to 2018, Bitcoin dropped from 19,000 all the way down to 3,000, roughly an 83% drop. And Ethereum dropped from 1,400 all the way to $85, so sub $100. Obviously, we remember that during March 2020. And now that was roughly a negative 94% drop. So we can see over an 80% drop, and we can see over an 80% drop for Bitcoin. Now, thus far, when he made this tweet, Bitcoin, using this high of 67K, technically, if you look at the BTC chart, at least on Bitstamp, we can see that the all-time high is registered to be almost 69K, about 68,966. And this is before we actually wicked all the way down to 20K, so that was a 59% drop. So let's take a look at the prices today and see how much we've dropped thus far. So looking at Bitstamp, Bitcoin versus the US dollar, we're going to go wick all the way to wick. And so we can see that is roughly a 70%, almost a 71% drop thus far. Okay, so previous cycles were at 82% and 83%. Let's take a look at 82%. So an 82.5% drop would take us to basically backtesting the previous levels of August 2020 and June 2019. Now I'm going to draw a horizontal line right at that level just so we can keep an eye on it. So that's about 12,055, 12,055. Now I'd like to overlay some fibs really quick from this high all the way to the low. And obviously Bitcoin's all-time low is technically right here, December 2018. It was not March 2020. That was a higher low. Now, if we're looking at the Fibonacci retracement levels to see how far we backtest, let's just take a peek and see if there's any confluence. So looking at the Bitcoin price chart, the previous swing high that was set in 2017 to the low, we can see that Bitcoin reached the 3618 thus far and now coming back down. The question is, are we going to bounce off of one of these retracement levels? As you can see, that $12,000 price point, which is equivalent to that 82.5% drop, is right around that 50% Bitcoin retracement. As you can see, there's levels of support from August, September 2020, June, July 2019, and even back in February of 2018. Now let's take a quick look at Ether. So we have Ethereum versus the US dollar on Kraken. And the reason I'm choosing Bitstamp or Kraken in this case is because we have plenty of historical data on TradingView, meaning it was listed years ago. So Ethereum thus far has dropped. Keep in mind, it wicked all the way to $1,000 from $4,800, almost $4,900. That is a 79% drop. So we can see Ethereum right here during the last cycle drop 94%. Let's take a look at what that looks like. And remember that we don't have 10 years of price history, unfortunately, with Ethereum. So we already dropped 79%, guys. Let's just take a look at what 94% would look like. And remember, this is not financial advice. I'm simply showing you the data to show you where it potentially could backtest. So a 94% drop if it repeated that previous cycle. Obviously, we know that the ETH merge is coming. We know that ETH's going to be significantly more deflationary in the future. There's more projects that are built on it than ever have been. So there's a lot of variables. And I know comparing this cycle to the previous cycle is not accurate, but I did want to show you, for example. So 94% drop from ETH's all-time high around that 4,900 is just around $300, technically $290. Wow. Let's throw a horizontal line right around that price point. And as you can see, that would actually be a crazy backtest right on that wick to perfection. Look at that, $290. And we can see the price, February of 2020. We also have some candle bodies here, June 2019. Some levels here, and this is on the weekly price chart, August 2018. And right here, we can also see some levels of resistance and support from June 2017 all the way up until about November 2017. Very interesting. Let's plot a quick fib just to look at the retracement level, see if we have any confluence. In this case, this would be significantly below the 236 Fibonacci retracement. As you can see right here, we tested it, came back down, and blasted through previously. Now, thus far, with Ethereum crashing, we can see that we have done a perfect backtest, wick to wick. Let me zoom in so you can see that. So high to the low, all the way up. And what do we see? We've crashed perfectly to the 618 Fibonacci retracement. back to $1,000. Now, in my experience, even looking at assets like VeChain, for example, I would keep a close eye on this wick right here. The bottom of that wick is around $700. All right, so we'll see what happens from here. But in my experience, and I know you guys can relate, in March 2020, do you remember how disheartened we were? Keep in mind, we didn't have a bull run since 2017, a serious one, and let alone maybe the first week of 2018 for some altcoins. That was hard, going from 2018, 2019, and then 2020 getting punched in the face with a market crash. Now, this is difficult because, in my opinion, it has been well over 12 months that we've had significant price runs. And I'm talking about all-time highs for a variety of alts in the total altcoin market, really creating that high in April and May. So right now, we can see a lot of altcoins have crashed 90% down. And what do we see now? We see news articles. I actually just shared one. The title said something about a crypto winter. There were people in March 2020 that kept waiting for their lowest entry ever, and it never came. Imagine Cardano crashing from $1.30, the previous all-time high, going down to, what was it, like 2 or 3 cents? Imagine not buying that 2 or 3 cent Cardano back in the day because you were hoping it went to half a penny. You would have missed out on 50x and 100x plus opportunities. In some cases like Phantom, we're talking almost a 2000x return. So what I'm personally doing is, yes, I make sure that I'm still holding some of my favorite altcoins. I want exposure. But if you have money on the sidelines, it is always smart to stay a little liquid. I don't talk about being 20% to 25% of my net worth in USD on the sidelines for fun. It's because of investing opportunities that pop up. It's because maybe there's a property. Oh man, crypto crashed. I want to be able to take advantage of that. And of course, have a separate account for paying taxes off at the end of the year, because that's a pain in the butt. But that's why it's so important. And one of my mistakes that I did even in 2018, frankly, probably right before 2020 when the markets crashed, is anytime I had money, I would typically just buy crypto right away. I would just dollar cost average and attack it. And I knew that it would still at the very least, do a 10x return from my typical entries for alts long term. And I'm talking like XRP, ISO tokens, things like that. But I still could have been way more strategic. So keeping a portion of my portfolio in USD is extremely helpful. Even if you haven't done that, even if you're wrecked right now, we've been there. I promise you. I went from losing almost everything I had at one point, and people don't know about that. They just see the success and they think you're lucky. They don't know that I was living in a closet. They don't know that I lost an important relationship to me. They don't know that my best friend hung himself. They don't know the things I've seen or been through. I'm only saying that and telling you a little bit because I know what it's like to be at rock bottom. I lost almost all my money and I was in the negative big time and I lost hope and I just kept going. Next up, we're looking at DEX on XRP.com. You guys can see the prices of a variety of trust lines, and OXP is one I'm keeping an eye on. And obviously with that recent partnership with Swapsicle, I love Lee and support everything he's working on, so super excited about that. And AVAX. I know that Avalanche and the ecosystem is down a bunch, but the institutional guys, the VCs that at least I talk to, they're investing in AVAX. And no, I don't think that AVAX will do some type of crash like Luna. I hope not. So you can take a look at some of these other trust lines, OXP, Xpunk, we have XSpectre right here, all within the Sum wallet, which is a mobile app. I'm actually accessing it on Brave browser currently. Next up, by Business Wire, we have Ripple and Lunu, L-U-N-U, partner to enable luxury retailers to accept cryptocurrency payments. Now, I've been kind of stalking Ashish Birla, watching some old Ripple drops, doing my own research with ODL and the Liquidity Hub. And what he says in a clip with Ripple and focusing on with Ripple X and NFT adoption, and remember the $250 million creator fund, this is unrelated, but he even said that the NFT use case, digital verification, credentials, keep in mind, this is like an NFT can be a contract being signed technically. He said it could be one of the biggest use cases for crypto assets ever. Not me, that's Ashish Birla. So this partnership to support the Berlin-based company's luxury retailers in accepting cryptocurrency as a form of payment in-store and online using Ripple's Liquidity Hub. Now, Ripple's Liquidity Hub is providing significant amounts of liquidity to the crypto market. What happens when cryptocurrency is more liquid? It makes it cheaper to send across borders, or really just to anybody. Now, one of the stats that Ashish Birla also says, former GM of RippleNet, is that in 2013, there was less than $1 billion worth of crypto liquidity every single day. Fast forward to 2022, today we're still over 100 billion per day. Now, during the big bullish cycle, we were talking hundreds of billions. That's a factor of 100 to 200 plus. That is insane. This will be common. I know we've been talking about it for a while, but we're seeing growth year over year. And they're going to be using this Liquidity Hub. And the Liquidity Hub is a turnkey solution, just like on-demand liquidity. You plug in a single connection and you have access to buy and sell or even hold a variety of digital assets. XRP, Bitcoin, Ether, Polkadot, whatever. So they currently work with customers including Farfetch, Off-White, Browns, and Steven Stone. And they're accelerating the acceptance of crypto payments by optimizing the exchange of crypto assets to fiat in one place at competitive prices, getting the best prices. Combining all the exchanges that we know and love, combining DEXs, decentralized exchanges, or maybe other, market makers, liquidity providers, and over-the-counter trading desks. This is going to be huge. And if you look at the website of Ripple, XRP is at the center of all of this. And as you can see right here, Liquidity Hub customers can seamlessly access crypto assets from a variety of global venues, market makers, exchanges, OTC desks. RippleNet's annualized payment volume run rate stands at $15 billion. And yes, we are at 25, if not more, ODL corridors today. That is over 2 dozen. I remember when we just started and we had like 2 or 3. What does that mean? The use case for XRP is growing despite this SEC lawsuit. And in my next video, when I drop that partnership, you're going to be very impressed and hopeful for the future of XRP, ODL, RippleNet. Next up, Wrath Economy, the English translation of this Turkish document from Deloitte, one of the big 4, as they had that stat the other day. What was it? 85% of businesses are going to be accepting crypto as a form of payment in 2026. Well, I think that's going to be a lot sooner thanks to Ripple's Liquidity Hub. Notice, Visa services such as B2B Connect, we talked about them many times, and RippleNet are examples that can be given in this topic. Look, Visa, B2B, and RippleNet. And of course, the Turkish lira is very important. It's a very important fiat currency where remittance fees are high. And of course, inflation was hitting, Turkey, Argentina heavier than the United States. So definitely important to have on and off ramps via crypto assets that get more liquid and are significantly more cheaper than the local rails today. And the local rails like ACH payments, they still take 2 days. That's being generous, maybe 2 to 5 days. They're going to pick RippleNet. So I often compare RippleNet to a giant snowball, and kind of like Bearable Guy 123, showing that snowball getting bigger and bigger, gathering more mass, gathering more liquidity. I do like to call RippleNet and the XRP ledger a black hole to suck in all the value. In a good way, not a negative connotation. Next up, guys, be sure to keep an eye on Liquid Marketplace. You can create a free account at liquidmarketplace.io. They have a variety of highly sought after collectibles on their platform, and they're going to be adding much more. And they're also doing a variety of giveaways, NFT giveaways, you name it. So I wanted to announce this $500 giveaway, and be sure to check out my link tree. And if you scroll down, you can see Liquid Marketplace right here. Liquid Marketplace, own anything. So to be eligible for this $500 value giveaway, you just have to purchase $10 of one of these 2 cards in the offerings on Wednesday. So this will be a $500 worth of ownership giveaway in the Charles Leclerc Gold Refractor. All you have to do is visit liquidmarketplace.io, purchase $10 worth of the Wander Franco or Charles Leclerc in the offerings today on Wednesday. Then you just have to tag 2 friends in this post and follow Liquid Marketplace on Twitter. And the winner's going to be announced this Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern live in Discord by their CEO, Ryan. And a few other pieces of rapid fire news. We have HBAR has been officially listed on the crypto exchange BitCub. This is the #1 exchange in Thailand. Next up, we have Binance CEO CZ plans to leverage the crypto winter. They're emphasizing this isn't their first rodeo, and this is a great time to hire. Now, I did just watch Michael Arrington's interview with Thinking Crypto or Tony, wonderful YouTube channel. Michael Arrington backing XRP, Algorand, Casper, Polkadot, you name it. That this is an amazing time to look at even venture capital for a variety of crypto companies. During the bear market or during one of the hardest days globally in markets are typically when the best companies in the world are born. We also have Chainlink or Link the token integrating with Moonbeam or Glimmer, another asset that I do have long-term faith in. GLMR is the token to provide price data to the Polkadot developers. Just think that Moonbeam with Polkadot connects to Ethereum and its EVM, so just more interoperability, the more bridges, the better. Next up, we have Tag Heuer rolls out an NFT feature for some smartwatch models. These are luxury watches, so keep an eye on this. Yes, I believe that many other companies are going to follow suit. NFTs are going to be authentication of everything. This is why Kevin O'Leary of even backing NFT.com is a big believer. So platforms that have NFT capability, the XRP Ledger, Algorand, Casper, HBAR, will have huge opportunity. We can see Coin98.com with over 300,000 followers right here has announced accessibility of the Casper network in its application. So they're just emphasizing what makes Casper unique. I do see that Casper's hiring and they are building. Casper Network is on track to break the barriers and supports applications without sacrificing usability, cost, decentralization, or security. And so this app will allow users to gain a much easier experience in this blockchain, such as storing, sending, and receiving the Casper token. We're going to finish up with this, the Tokenizer. Normies worried about central bank digital currencies. I have buddies like that all the time. Oh man, I don't want to support crypto or blockchain because they're going to spy on us. Dude, they're already spying on you. As Tokenizer says, they already can. They'll freeze our accounts. Canada's Convoy showed us that already. This is just programmable money. This is smart money to give it if and then statements. We can keep track of it on a ledger in a more efficient system. This Web3 revolution is happening with or without us, and I'm going to do everything I can to help spread the word, help inform people, and do everything I can to make sure that my family and my loved ones are well taken care of. But alright guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Big thank you to anybody that hits the like button. Let me know your comment down below, and I will catch you in the next one.